So this is a landmark judgment, and this actually corrected a major mistake in a judgment delivered in Narasimha Rao's case. Even at that time, we had felt that it was a wrong judgment, because Supreme Court was seen justifying corruption by saying that Article 105 protects immunity, protects the privilege of the members. So members have immunity to indulge in corruption. Now this was the sum and substance of the judgment. Corruption is justified if the member performs his duty in the House, either speak or give a vote. It was a very weird kind of judgment, and that has been corrected now. So it was a long-awaited judgment, and the correction has been made by the Supreme Court, which is very welcome.
So from now onwards, how do you see the implementation of this judgment with the coming elections? How do you see that, sir?
No, it has nothing to do with the elections as such. This happens in the House. It actually relates to the conduct of the members in the House. For example, if they take money from somebody or speaking in the House or voting in a particular way, earlier they used to get immunity, but now they can be prosecuted because it is a criminal act. Corruption and bribery is a criminal act. That is what the Supreme Court has said. So criminal act cannot be protected by invoking the privileges of the House. Privileges are meant for enabling the members to speak freely, fearlessly in the House. That is it. And the Supreme Court has said that parliamentary democracy, will perish if you continue with corruption and bribery, which is against the essence of parliamentary democracy.
So there are various countries, especially in UK, there is a specific law on the bribery if an MP MLA takes it. So do you think in coming future, India also needs that?
Well, corruption is a criminal offense under Prevention of Corruption Act. And MPs are public servants, and all public servants are covered by this act. So we have a law. We have a law in operation. And MPs and MLAs and all these public men are liable to be prosecuted under that law. So they are not immune. Law is there.
So what's your view on the judgment which has come today from the Supreme Court on the MPs, MLAs, not getting immunity from the prosecution?
Yeah, absolutely. Myself, Dr. Vivek Sharma, advocate and record, and appearing on behalf of the interveners in this matter. And today's judgment, 7-judge bench, Constitution bench judgment, clearly pronounced the one thing, that there is no immunity to our elected representatives for the bribes. They cannot take the bribes to vote in the houses to vote. If they are taking the bribes, then it is the offense. And this judgment not only applicable to the parliamentarians but also the members of the legislative assemblies of India. Today's judgment is the milestone, you can say, in the direction of the healthy and honest democracy. It is the win of democracy. It is the win of the common voters and the citizens of India. Now our elected representatives cannot take the bribes to vote in the houses to raise the matters of our common voters of the citizens. You can say. I also highlight one thing to you, that our constitutional makers borrowed the parliamentary form of government from the United Kingdom, but they never accepted the parliamentary supremacy. In India, our constitution is supreme. So, the judgment of this 7-judge bench clearly established the constitutional supremacy. Our elected representatives are not immune from the criminal liability if they are taking the bribes to vote in the houses. And it is the win of the 140 crores citizens of India, common voter of the India, democracy of the India, and also you can say the faith of common citizen, common people in the constitution, in the system, in the democracy, in the parliamentary form of government, you can say, would be stronger. So that's.
In a landmark verdict, the Supreme Court today said that the lawmakers in Parliament and state legislators are not immune from prosecution in bribery cases. A 7-judges bench, headed by Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud, set aside a 1998 judgment in which a 5-member constitution bench had upheld the immunity for lawmakers in cases where MPs or MLAs take bribe for a speech or a vote in the House. Bribery, the court said, is not protected by parliamentary privileges, and the interpretation of the 1998 verdict is contrary to Article 105 and 194 of the Indian Constitution. These two articles provide elected representatives legal immunity from prosecution to enable them to work without fear. Corruption and bribery by legislators destroy the functioning of Indian parliamentary democracy, the Supreme Court said. An MLA taking a bribe to vote in the Rajya Sabha elections is also liable under the Prevention of Corruption Act. With camera person Lokendra Pandey from New Delhi, this is Kanu Sarda for India Today.